everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and we are talking Apple Watch. So I do have the 8. I have thoughts about the 8, and we're just going to discuss them. So I was thinking I would do a 48-hour update about this, and I'm going to do like a week update. I've had it a little over a week now, and I really like it. I do have it a little bit tight. It's on the 4th thing, and I find that the 3rd notch is a little bit loose. The 4th notch is a little bit tighter than I would normally have it, so I'm getting used to it like being right up against my skin instead of being a little bit looser than that. You can see it's pretty tight on there. It's not like cutting off circulation or anything crazy, but it is a little bit tighter than I'm used to it feeling. So that's something I'm kind of adjusting to, but I really have liked it so far. Now I came from, I'm crooked, I'm crooked on the camera. Now I came from a 7, Series 7, so my experience with the watch itself is not all that much different. So real quick, I did take some clips earlier in the week to talk about, so I will go ahead and share those with you guys. Alrighty, it is 5 in the morning. I just got up a few minutes ago, so I have the Amazon Halo I've been using for sleep tracking, and I really like it. I just usually plug this in and charge it, stick this on at night, and I strictly just use it for sleep tracking. So I'm comparing both. I had both of them on all night last night. I set up the sleep focus because when I was looking through what they said to like sleep track, you have to have your sleep focus on. So I ended up scheduling that and having that start at night. It changes the screen to black and it's just like a very dark clock. I think you have to tap it actually. You have to tap it and see just a clock. You don't see any of these things. It's like just the numbers. Then I also changed the sleep focus to where it was like a moon and stuff on the top. Let's see if I can do it. You guys can see what it looks like. All right, so turn on the sleep focus. Okay, like that. And it'll show like your complications you put on there, the time. I did like a dark pink, so it's very dark and muted. But that's what that one looked like. So you can turn that off just on there, okay? So that's what the graph looks like. I will pop that up on the screen so you guys can see. Just screen cap that, but here's what the graph looked like. I don't know about the sleep focus thing. I don't always go to bed at the exact same time, so this is also going to help me hopefully train to go to bed around the same time because it's going to turn my screen on whether or not I'm asleep. Same with my watch, it'll turn my watch on. So it does show like the whole graph here. It shows my wake up things, different sleep stages, and it says time in bed 6 hours and 4 minutes, and I don't know how much of that is really accurate. Like I assume that's when I fell asleep, what they start tracking. And then 5 hours 51 minutes, which is not the greatest. Couldn't get to sleep last night. And then here is the Amazon Halo. It's got lots of different things. Again, I'll screen cap that one so I can show it better up on the screen. It's not showing up that great. And then here is the sleep tracking. And this one says 5 hours 26 minutes, 0 minutes going to sleep. So I must have fallen really asleep fast. And then time awake, 11 minutes. And that was me laying there not wanting to get up at 5. There's like these little movements and wake ups. I'll post both up here side by side so you guys can see the difference in the graphs. They look pretty similar to me. Yeah, I'm looking at the different spikes and things and they look pretty similar, so they're tracking in similar ways. And so this one says 5 hours 51 minutes, this one says 5 hours 26 minutes, so pretty close to both of them. So there you go. Sleep tracking, it's a yes. I'm not gonna wear both of them. I'm not sure I'll keep on using this one. I'm also not sure I'm keep on using this one. Yeah, my battery's at 87%. When I got ready for bed, I went ahead and plugged this in. It was halfway charged and it charged most of the way and it's still really charged. At night it didn't use that much battery, so that is good. I don't know when I'm going to plug it in today since it is charged all the way, but I'll really feel it tomorrow. If I'm just charging it a little bit before bed, it's not going to be fully charged for tomorrow. where it's mostly charged for today. We'll see how well the battery lasts. I am about to go exercise and yeah, take this one off. I'll keep the other one on for exercise time, and that's it for this morning. Alrighty, I did my first workout with the sports band and I really like it. I definitely did not get as sweaty under the band and the watch as I usually do. With the Peloton band, it's a solid thing, no holes. So I felt like the whole entire band got sweaty. I had to wipe the back of the actual watch and this every time I worked out. I would take it off and just set it on my counter while I took a shower, but today instead I put it on the charger, so it is up a little bit after my workout, which is nice. I used a heart rate monitor and my Peloton, so I didn't actually use workout tracking, but I will be taking some walks and some outdoor cycling and see if I notice any difference with those Apple workouts, but I feel like they'll probably be the same as they used to be. Maybe the tracking is a touch better. One thing I will say though, I ended up getting 1 billion steps yesterday, or it felt like 1 billion. Let me see if I can pull it up. Health data. So I got a ton of steps yesterday. So I mean, I tend to normally get a pretty good amount of steps, but I feel like it was way off. It counted my cycling steps, which is interesting. You can see that. That's all cycling on the Peloton. But my steps yesterday were crazy. I don't know how to get to it. Yesterday. Yeah, okay, so look at that, 17,000 steps. I would say, you know, I'm chasing around a toddler, I'm sort of active. I usually get a pretty decent amount of steps, and this is workout steps here from the morning. This spike, and also this spike, you can see the big spike. Those are actually crocheting. So yeah, those don't count. This is all workout. These are like my normal walking things. These two spikes are me sitting down and crocheting. So that's 2,500 and 2,700. Basically over 5,000 of those steps are me crocheting. So it definitely tracks my crocheting. I've noticed it before where I'm like, dang, I don't know why I have that many steps. Like this is yesterday. That spike is crocheting. What time was that spike? That one may not have been, but this one for sure is. So yeah, 3,000 steps because I was crocheting. So that's something interesting that the watch definitely tracks. So I'm thinking maybe if I want to keep track of my steps like more accurately, I might take it off and charge it while I'm having a crochet session. I tend to do one like maybe in the morning sometimes if I can fit it in. I'm not sure I can fit it in today. Generally one at nap time. I'll relax when Stella's down for nap. And then at bedtime, I'll sometimes do that. I do some sort of like crafty thing in the evening to unwind, but yeah, I think maybe those will be my charging my watch times because I really want to get like an accurate step count and I cannot do that when I'm crocheting. Anyway, that's the update for this morning. So far so good. Just really like the band. It did not feel as sweaty. Like the whole exercise, it was great. And then when I took it off, this part was not sweaty. But the watch part was, like underneath the watch. So I did wipe the whole thing down. That's just typically when I wipe the whole thing down right before I shower. So it's nice and clean for the day. So far, so good. So I did not get up at 5 a.m. this morning. I got up at 6 because I am doing a live ride at 7:30. I didn't have to get up early to do my ride. So I ended up looking at my sleep tracking while I was in here grocery shopping, and it was very interesting. I'm not exactly sure what this was about, but I got a little message that said I met my sleep goals for today. I was like, oh, okay, I'll click over, and I opened up the sleep to this, and it shows my sleep graph. It shows my time in bed, 5 hours and 51 minutes, and my time asleep, 6 hours and 39 minutes. So I was asleep longer than I was in the bed. What? I'm not sure about this one, but here was yesterday, which the numbers are, I think, the right way that way. Like your time in bed's going to be higher than your time asleep. Yeah, but this one's got it messed up. I don't know why or what happened, but that was very weird. And it gives you heart rate and your sleep times there, which is cool. You start to get a sleep graph, and then your respiration. Interesting. And then this is my proposed schedule here. Bedtime, 10:15, totally does not happen. Like that's an aspirational goal. And then I'm really trying to wake up at 5 to get my workout in most days. But like today I slept until 6 because I knew I was riding a little bit later. And usually that's like productive time before toddler wakes up. But today I just slept in, I'm gonna do my little productive time right now before the big kid gets up and ready for school. Liking the sleep tracking so far. Let's see if it has anything. Oh yeah, that's cool. The little week chart, the little monthly chart. I can't wait to like fill these up. But yeah, 2 days in. This is the second day with the actual watch, and it's going well. The watch, you know, functions pretty much the same as it did last time because I just upgraded from a 7 to an 8. And one thing that I really like that is a new feature is the pop-down text messaging. It just pops down like a little banner like on your phone, which is awesome. But otherwise, it's working the exact same pretty much, except I'm wearing it at night. So I did end up charging it yesterday while I was in the shower. And then I also plugged it in right before going to bed. And we're at 87%. It did drop down to 60-something% at one point before I charged it, and that's why I ended up charging it a second time. Tonight, if I can remember, I will plug it in while I crochet or while I do some sort of crafty thing. We watch TV and I do some sort of crafty thing at the same time. So I'm going to try to plug it in then, and also after my shower I'll plug it in. So I was getting ready for bed, so I put it on the charger, got ready, I took off makeup, did all my face creams, all the teeth things, you know, all the bedtime stuff. So I did that, and it took me, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. So I was sitting on the charger maybe 15 minutes, and then I went right to bed. So there's times I can charge it. I just have to be a little mindful of it. On a day-to-day, everyday use basis, it's pretty much the same, but there are a couple things that I'm doing differently. One is the sleep tracking. The sleep tracking got updated, so I have been using the sleep focus thing at night. It goes dark at 10 and then goes light at 5. So that's generally my sleeping schedule now. And I don't hit that every day, but that's the ideal. It's like go to sleep at 10, wake up at 5. And this is something that's new for me, is wearing it at night. Everything else is the same. Like I put the same bumper on it. I have the same kind of protector over it. It's the same. I just got a different band, and this is the Nike band, and I have really liked working out with this one. It does have the holes, so it's much more breathable, and I have noticed it does not get as sweaty and clammy over the band part because of those ventilation holes, because of having to wear it at night for the sleep tracking, and also you have to wear it overnight if you're doing the cycle tracking, which I just started doing on here because it temperature checks you at night. But because I'm wearing it at night, I have to charge it sometime throughout the day. Found that this has not been a problem at all. I've never gotten to where like my battery's low and almost gonna die. I just charge it like when I'm taking a shower, I'll plug it in for a little while. I charge it right before bed. So I go get ready for bed. I will stick it on the charger, go take off my makeup, do my nighttime routine and stuff, and then come back to it. If I'm sitting in the bed, like journaling or planning for the next day or reading in the bed, I'll leave it on the charger until I'm ready to go to sleep. And so far, that's been fine between those two things. And sometimes in the morning, I'll just leave it on there after my shower while I'm like editing or whatever. And it doesn't seem to be a problem. So let's see, right now we're at 66%. So that should get me through most of today. But I will for sure plug it in like when I start taking my makeup off in the evening and doing all the nighttime routine stuff. So I have not noticed it being a problem. It's just a little bit different than me plugging it in at night, leaving it off all night, and then putting it back on in the morning. So that's been the only like major adjustment or change that I've noticed. Now I am grabbing my phone here. I'm going to still show this up on the screen, but I'll show these screen caps up on the screen for you guys as well. I'm just going to look on my phone. I'm just going to look on my phone here. You know, being a female and still being in my fertile years, I went ahead and set up the period tracking. You do have to go in under the watch app, and I'll show you guys these screen caps that I took, where you do have to set it up, and you do have to choose if you want it to track all these things: period predictions, cycle deviation detection, period notifications. Like, we're going to talk TMI. This is, you know, period stuff. My period is pretty regular, but it does vary a couple of days, you know, it varies by a couple of days. So I would love to have a little bit more accurate prediction, and I'm hoping over time that it will give me a pretty accurate prediction. So I've got these things, I walked through all these windows. It'll log your fertility, it'll log your fertile window estimates. It's really great, and it shows you how it works, where you can log your own period, and then it will track. You can also log symptoms, you can log sexually active days if you are trying to make a baby. I'm trying not to make babies. I already have two. So it's just, you know, it's good to know these things, especially I'm a migraine sufferer, and I usually get migraines around my period just because of the hormone situation. So it's good to know when things are coming so I can make sure I'm taking the right medicine if needed, and also just like trying to relieve stress during those times. But I love that it shows you predicted period days with the stripy lines. And yeah, it's so far I've just done that, and it does say you do have to wear it at night if you're going to do the cycle tracking. It gives you this big warning about like you need to wear it at night if you're going to be cycle tracking. So I have been wearing it. It's only been, you know, like a week, and I only just recently started this a couple of days ago. So it's going to be a while before it picks up on my temperature drops and all that stuff. So I'm interested to see how that works over time, and I definitely will do an update because this is a big watch update for us women who are still in our fertile years. I really like the idea of cycle tracking, and it just makes it a little easier. I've never been one of those people that like temperature checks. Even when we were like trying to have babies, I would do like ovulation kits. That was about as far as it goes, but I never did like the full family planning, fertility tracking that you do with temperatures and things like that. But this will make it a little bit easier, hopefully, and it will be a little bit more accurate than just a period tracking app. But overall, as far as how it functions and works, it's great, it's fast, it's snappier than my other one. I find that I have more battery life left on this one at the end of the day than I did on the 7, so I definitely think the battery is much improved. And then let's talk fitness. I do notice that logs my minutes, I think, a little bit more accurately. I have not done a lot of outdoor stuff. It's just been so hot in Texas, and I've been having major heat intolerance with whatever's going on with me, hormone-wise, migraine-wise. So I have not been outside a whole lot, and thankfully the weather is getting colder so we can do more outdoor walks. But I will be using it for outdoor walks and outdoor cycling here coming up when it starts cooling down pretty consistently, and we'll get back to our outdoor morning activities. But so far it seems to be tracking the minutes really well when I'm doing any sort of effort thing. And like I said, the band is so great. I love the Nike band. It's my favorite band now. It does not get sweaty at all underneath there during the day and during intense workouts. I do Peloton, so I just use a Scosche heart rate monitor and don't really use the watch for that, but it still is tracking like my heart rate and stuff during that. But I really like it. I think it works great. I like the 7 a lot, and this is just a little bit of an upgrade. Improved fitness, the sleep tracking, the fertility tracking, that's pretty much it. To be honest, if they had not offered me such a good trade-in, I totally would not have upgraded. It's just they happened to offer a really good trade-in, and so I splurged and upgraded quickly after the 7. So that is it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. I will do another one probably at the month or the 2-month mark once I get some fertility tracking and see how accurate it is. I don't know how long it takes to get smart at that. We'll see, but I definitely plan on doing some sort of update with that coming up. So I hope you guys liked this little update. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.